This makes the greatest coleslaw. You're saying, wait a minute, how do you use collard? It's so strong when you eat it. Not the way I do it. You don't need cabbage. You can use collard. Let's collect some leaves and let's go in the kitchen and let me show you how I make coleslaw out of our tree collard, be it green or purple. This is purple tree collard. I'm going to grab a few of those too. They're not as strong as the green, but perfect for making coleslaw. So it could be green or purple. I think we've got enough to get this going. Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and today I'm going to make some coleslaw we're going to have tonight. But it's not your regular coleslaw that is made with cabbage. I make our coleslaw from collard, tree collards. Now, a lot of you might be saying, well, wait a minute, collard is so strong. It is strong. But if you do it this way, it tastes fantastic and it doesn't have that strong taste. So let's get my chef hat on and let's get this going and see if we can put this together fairly quick. We're going to use a blender. A blender? How is she going to do a blender? We're going to use a blender. And we're going to need a big bowl and a strainer. And I hope you can see this. You'll see it when I get there. This is tree collard that was picked in Gary's garden. Let me get this actually washed really quick, and then I'll show you how easy it is. We're going to wash it, just rinse it real good, break it up, and we'll go from there. There's the tree collard. All the stems, I don't use them. They're going into a compost bin, and then they will be all composted in the yard. Now you can also add in, I have parsley and walking onions. You just throw some parsley in there. Now you put into your coleslaw what you like. That's the big thing. You're just going to put in what you like. If you don't like carrots, don't put carrots in. If you like to put peppers in, bell peppers and stuff, you put in, remember, anything you make, you want to make it the way you like it, the way, what you like the taste of. Otherwise you won't eat it. And that's what's so wonderful about cooking in the kitchen, because you're going to put in what you want. I got this funky looking carrot. Let's wash it up. Going to slice up the carrot a little bit. I think I'll compost the rest. And you know what? If you want, because it tastes like carrot, I have turmeric that I picked in the garden. Now I'm going to add this in here, but you don't have to. You have to add in what you like. Gary likes turmeric. Now this is the fun part on making tree collard coleslaw. What you want to do is make sure it's just torn up. And we're going to see how much we can put in. We're going to put it into the blender. The blender, the blender, the blender. Now I'm going to give you a hint on something. When I blend it up, you can do it in cold water. Sometimes I do it in cold water. If you add in a little bit of hot water, warm water, it will pull more of that, I'm going to call it bite, that strong flavor out. So you could do it with warm water. Now if you do it with warm water, you're going to have to rinse it, or when you're all done with it, put it in the fridge and it'll be ready to eat in a couple hours, unless you like eating it warm. It's whatever you like. Okay, so let's see, we're going to put in that. You go, what is she doing? How do you make coleslaw like this? I'm going to throw in some carrots in there. I think I'm going to have to do this maybe 3 times. No big deal. You go, what is she doing? Yeah, I think that's good. Now, remember, we took the stems off. And I don't like the stems of my coleslaw. I will say on that, leave them out. Okay, so now I think that's enough. We're going to top this with water. Because tree color to me is strong and not to Gary, I'm going to put some more water in here. Here's a big strainer. You can even add in a little bit more. You want to bring it almost to the top. We don't have to worry about the tea kettle boiling. We're just trying to bring the water to a little bit of warmth. That's all. You don't want to put hot water in there. You'll have a blender just taking off into the air with hot water. But just, you know, where the water is just a little warm to touch. And what it does is it just pulls that bite out. Kind of, it's very strong. I think we could actually do this in 2 because you can really stuff it in pretty good. I think that's good for now. You'll see what I'm going to do. This is really fun. Okay, we're done with this. Let's get the top off. Now what we're going to do, I do this in the sink. We're dumping it. And we're rinsing it. Now because I'm going to do it again, I'm not going to worry about how much, because I'm just going to dump on top so I don't, have to keep cleaning things. We're going to do the same thing. And remember, you've got walking onions in there if you want. And if you want to do it with just, tree color. Now remember, you can't do it with cabbage. You could probably do this with kale. I haven't done it with kale, but I don't see why you can't. I don't think I've done it with kale. I think I added in some kale leaves one day, but I do it mainly with tree colored because we don't cook the tree color that much. We may put it in some soup and some stir fry, but Gary loves this. He just absolutely loves this. Now you can make this smaller if you think it's going to go through your blender better. This is a cheap old blender that cost me, I think, 12 bucks. You don't need anything fancy, and now I'm going to add in the rest of the carrot and whatever's left in this bowl. This is like amazingly fast. Again, we're going to fill it up with cold water. You can use tap water. You're not, drinking this water. You could, but you're not. Tap water's fine because we're going to wash it out anyways. What we're actually doing is we're chopping up, instead of using a chopper, we're chopping up the tree colored and we're pulling out some of that strong green flavor. Now if you like it, that's one thing. We're done with the biggest part. Now I have drank some of this before, so there's nothing wrong with drinking it if you want to drink it. You don't believe me? I'll show you. Gary doesn't like too many of the oxalates. Oxalates, I think he calls it. And he likes a little bit less on some of the stronger greens. But I don't have a problem with it. I'll drink some of it, but it's strong. Actually, it's mild. I think I am going to save it and drink it. The rest of it I'll dump. We have so much of it. I'm going to rinse this real good. I want to make sure you can see this. Because this is the easiest thing. You don't need a grater. You don't need a hand chop. It's fine. If especially kids, sometimes they want things really done, really like small pieces. This is wonderful. Okay, so now what you really want to do here is you really want to drain this really, really good. Now, since I'm doing this quick with you and I don't want to be here for an hour because I don't think you want to just watch me for an hour, I would let this sit for about 15 minutes to get all the water out. That's all. But you can press it down, get as much water out as possible. If you let it sit, it will really drain really, really good. But I'll just do it. It doesn't matter for us if it's a little bit wet. But normally, once you do this, see how beautiful that is? Let me show you. Once you do this, and you let it sit for about 15 minutes, see all the water? It will continue to drain out. Get as much of the water out as possible. And some people, you know, they like drying a lot of different vegetables with cheesecloths or a clean cotton towel. I'm not going to over worry about this, but you get the idea on this. Pretty much got it all. Okay, now, like I said, you would be better off if you wanted a little drier to let it sit. But here's how easy it is. Now, you're going to add in the flavors that you like. Now, I do add in salt. So I add in a little bit of salt. You're going to add in the amount of salt. Some people can't take a lot of salt, so you add in very, very little. Then I love my pepper. I'm always adding in pepper. I have no measurements. That's why it's important, because everybody's got to make things that taste good to them. And believe it or not, a little bit of sugar. Sugar brings out the flavor in things. If you don't want to add in the sugar, don't add in the sugar. But sugar really does bring out the flavor. Now there's 2 more things that have to go in here. And then we're done. We need mayonnaise. Okay, so we're going to add in mayonnaise and a touch of vinegar. Now the vinegar will depend on how much. I'm going to say probably, you got a big bowl here, probably about 3 tablespoons and a little bit of vinegar. Some people like a lot of vinegar. Just a little bit. I'm not real big on my vinegar, but Gary likes vinegar. Now you're just going to mix it up. Now again, this all goes back to your taste and what you like. If you like it real creamy, you know, you can add in more mayonnaise. You know, you could even, if you really wanted to, you could add in a spoon or 2 of yogurt, or you could even add in sour cream. The most important thing you've got to really understand is we like adding in the flavors we like. So that's the same thing you've got to do. And that's what makes cooking so fun. I have cooked my whole life and I love cooking. We're done. And that all those leaves really went down to next to nothing. Look at this. We're done. Now the only suggestion I would do is when you do the blender and the water and you pour it all out, make sure it drains a little bit more. That would be the best thing to do, but that is it. We're done. Mayonnaise is going to go back in the fridge because you don't want to leave mayonnaise out. That's going to go in the fridge too. And that's all there is to it. So we'll have this for dinner tonight, and whatever's left, Gary eats it with his tostadas. He eats it with everything. And now I got mayonnaise all over me. And if you're interested, I make these aprons, and I've got the pattern up online. I love these because see what I've done? A lot of people make aprons and they cut it. It's made out of a t-shirt. They cut the sides off. They just discard them. I don't discard them. That's my towel. And when this gets dirty, you just throw it in the washing machine. I've already washed it, and it's fantastic. So I love these aprons. You should make them. It literally will take you 2 minutes to cut an apron. There's no sewing or anything. Look at this. Okay, now you can make this look really pretty and put it in a really nice bowl. Let's see. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not a double dipper, just so you know that. I never have been. Nobody in my family double dips. Oh my gosh. Mmm. Mmm. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh. That was so good. That is so good. And you're thinking, wait a minute, you had all that. Yeah, it's going to fit in here. Whatever doesn't fit. I'll eat it, or Gary will eat it. That is how you make coleslaw out of tree collard. There's no cooking. There's no nothing. It's so fast to make. It's so nutritious. It's out of your garden. Now, of course, if you are not growing it and you want to, use cabbage from the store, you can do it too. No big deal. But tree collard is the easiest thing to grow. I got my daughter a couple plants last spring, and I asked her the other day, did you need any more? And she said, oh no. She said, we go out there and we pick the tree collard, and she said when her husband pulls all the leaves off, because he just breaks the tree collard, she said he sticks them back in the ground, or she sticks them in the ground or in a bucket or a tote, and she said they go 3 feet tall in a matter of weeks. She said she can't believe how fast they grow. Look at that. Oh my gosh. We're done. Now again, cooking is fun and cooking is easy. You put in what you want. If you can't have sugar, definitely don't put sugar in. If you can't have salt, put a pinch in. If you can, you'll find that the sugar enhances the flavor. But look at that. What do we use? A tiny bit of vinegar, a little bit of mayonnaise, and then tree collard? We've got it all over the yard. And now, we got a great salad. You can make a meal out of it. You can add more vegetables to that. You can do whatever you want. That's the thing that's so fun about cooking. You can do it the way you want. You can add things to it, but that's how it is. But easy. It's so good. In the fridge. And we have this for dinner. Out of our garden. Fresh. All the minerals and nutrients are in there. Because I just made it and I just picked it a few hours ago. So I hope I've given you an idea of what to do with tree collard. Purple or green, it won't matter. And go ahead and try it with kale, because you can do this with kale too. It wouldn't matter. I've added in kale before, but I've never made it with all kale. But why not? And then it's up to you what you want to do with the water. You can drink some of it, or you can just let it go. Like I said, Gary doesn't like too many of the oxalates in it. That's up to you. We make green drinks, but there's so much in there. To drink a little bit and compost it, you can pour the green water in your compost bucket. You can pour it outside, or you can just drink it too. It's like a tea. Have a great day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody. Quick. You can't say this wasn't the quickest thing and easiest thing to do with the cheapest thing in the world. A blender.